This is D, and let's dress for life. That's what's up. This is just an incredible video that talks about the two Americas as described in the lives of two Americans, one European American, one African American. Before we go into much more detail, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, share. Also, click the notification bell so you can be notified of our next video. And of course, go to www.destressmethod.com for more resource information. All right, let's jump into this thing. Both of these individuals were born in Omaha, Nebraska. And what you're seeing on the video is you're seeing where one was born and the other one was born. And remember, we're saying one's European American, one's African American. Just guess which one was the European American and guess which one was the African American. You would do well to know that the families of both of these individuals were run out of town with the quickness by crazy white men. The reason I say crazy white men is because Gerald Ford's mom, who was married to Leslie King Jr., was actually threatened by him, and she realized she had to go. Malcolm X and his family were run out of town by Ku Klux Klan, who burned their house down and threatened to kill them. Once again, crazy white men. Interestingly enough, both families relocated to Michigan. Education-wise, Gerald and Malcolm were educated in Michigan, at least for their basic degrees. And I don't know about Gerald, but I think Malcolm was at the top of his class. I don't know about Gerald. But interestingly enough, I told you Leslie King was the father of Gerald Ford. Gerald Ford, folk just assumed that Gerald Ford was Gerald because his mom married his stepdad, and his name was Gerald Ford. But it was only after Gerald Ford became an adult that he changed his name to Gerald Ford Jr. Malcolm X, everybody knows, or most of us know, that he was born Malcolm Little. It wasn't until after he became an adult that he actually changed his name to Malcolm X. As far as their advanced degrees, they both got their advanced degrees from the New England state schools. Gerald Ford went to Yale and got his law degree. Malcolm X went to Charlestown State Penitentiary and got his debater's degree, or whatever you want to call it, law degree, whatever. He could throw down with the very best of them. Now, how's he able to do that? Well, once again, as we talk about the Charlestown State Penitentiary, Malcolm X was about the grind when he was there. He educated himself, pulling dictionary, going from A to Z, learning the words, learning their definitions, along with communicating with other individuals, along with reading other books. In fact, they called him Satan, I guess because he was so fierce of a debater. Think about the way Malcolm X presented on television. You look at some of his old videos. We have a couple of links to a few of the videos in the description box of Malcolm X. Gerald Ford, not so much. He just didn't sound too good. Ever so often he would pull off a good one. As we talk about their similarities, both entered politics and were described as honest and honorable men. Malcolm X, one thing that was beneficial about the Nation of Islam, it made him an honest man. Both were also tenacious, as they advocated tirelessly for whatever cause that they believed in. And both left a mark much higher than their predecessor. The thing is, each of them married a lady named Betty. Of course, not both married the same lady Betty. But also regarding the wives, both of the wives made incredible marks in the fields that they pursued. As it relates to the differences, we already talked about one of the differences, but think about this also. Gerald Ford was born into and remained in wealth throughout his entire life. Malcolm X Well, he was hustling and scratching, scrambling and clawing until the very end of his life. Gerald Ford was elevated to the highest levels of white privilege. Malcolm X was subjected to almost every indignity that the system of white supremacy could place on the back of a brother. But, in the words of Maya Angelou, still he rose. What you see built for Gerald Ford bespeaks the privileges afforded him. What you see built for El Hajj Malik El Shabazz bespeaks of the privileges not afforded him. But still he rose. He had a loving father who was killed, but still he rose. He had a loving mother who was driven crazy by the system at that time, but still he rose. He was miseducated in the Michigan public school system at that time, but still he rose. He was incarcerated, but still he rose. This brother taught generations of black men that they are men. He taught generations of black men to stand up straight and look somebody in the eye. He also taught generations of black men that the system of white supremacy does not have to define them. And he taught generations of black men to never stop learning, to never stop growing, no matter the power of the oppressor. What was his legacy? This quote is from Ellen White in the book The Southern Work. Because I think, what might Malcolm have been had he not had all these various obstacles that were against him? Listen to this. Listen to what she says. And most certainly this is talking about black and white America. She stated, though he has been successful in degrading and corrupting the black race, many are possessed of decided ability, and if they were blessed with opportunities, they would show more intelligence than do many of their more favored brethren among the white people. What might Malcolm X's life have been like if he didn't have all those obstacles? But still he rose. And what are we saying, my brother? What are we saying, my sister? And you're still living in a world that is dominated by the system of white supremacy. Employing your God-given abilities, fine-tuning those God-given abilities. Still, you can rise. And not just you can, but still, you rise. Well, that's all we got for now. This is D, and Let's Stress for Life. That's what's up.